situation is that you have to really get them flat on their stomach, and oftentimes when you get Omoplata, they don't really go on their stomach, they stay on their knees in order to anticipate and in order to roll, because for him to defend this arm, he's got to roll real tight over the shoulder and pull it out, where he gives up a sweep, but at the same time, he saves his arm. You accept the sweep, but at the same time, you let go of the submission, okay? Because now you got to readjust, because he should, as he rolls, pull the arm out, okay? So as we're here, I'm pushing here, hip, open the knee here, bring this knee here, lift the hip, and as I drop my hip, I'm lifting and I'm pulling and I'm pushing right here. Now as you see, he's on his knees as my hands switch here, okay? And I want to keep pressure on the shoulder here. I want my knees pinched. I don't want to do this because it unpinches the knees, okay? Feet together, knees together. But right now, he's stubborn and he's on his knees, okay? So from here, I'm trying to take him off of his base here. And oftentimes, if I can apply enough shoulder pressure, okay, he'll still stay on his knees, right? Here, guys, I grab the hip, but he's still on his knees here, okay? As I lean forward now, okay, and he's still on his knees, my hand hugs the hip because it prevents him from rolling, okay? Now I can go for the finish, and I'm gonna put my hand and my feet lift my hip, and I hop to the left. Okay, and keep pulling this way here. Spur. I want this leg back so that this left leg can help me lift my right hip, okay? I can go here, so that my chest is on his more so shoulder, and my head is down here. My head's up here, it's hard to lift my hip. I need to have my head down, almost like I'm doing one of those kind of side hamstring stretches, and I lift the hip this way, so my right hip is coming off the mat. If I'm gonna lift, or lift that way, where there's a tendency, if your left leg is not far enough, and it's here, it's gonna push you this way here. Now, because I have it so tight, I know I can still finish it because it's tight. But if I go this way, it's lifting his elbow, which is gonna lock it out because my knee is in the proper spot. But it's gonna be more of a shoulder lock that way versus a lifting of his hand for the Kimura. The difference is, one does this, lifting the hip, which is a Kimura. The other one does this, okay, which is just basically like a shoulder lock. And it's tight, but you have to understand the difference, okay? So, right? Because we're here, I want to control his hips so I can keep pulling him, pulling him, pulling him, and knock him off his base. Okay, so as we're here, sleeve one, switch here, bring this knee in here, hip up, and then push here. Sometimes I can get it over here, grab the space, and I still keep moving this way here. As I see, he's still sitting up and he's stubborn. So what I want to do is I want to apply maximum pressure here. So I clamp down here, I'm gonna lift my hip up, and I'm gonna pull him this way here. See, he fell off this way here. If he stayed up here, I'd go here. As I lean forward, controlling his, what do you call it, an elbow here. This elbow here pulls him this way here. And I'm almost going to semi-circle, my butt scoots, and I pull him this way here. This way here. And then as you see, my hand is here. Scoot the hip back now, here. And I begin to lift my hip. Okay. And if you notice, I'm lifting this way. Because if I go this way, see, and he can even pull it out. But maybe I wanted to do something else, maybe take us back. But why you don't look like it? All right, so one more time. It's basically knocking them off their base. Here. Collar, free, foot. See? Lift the hip. Lift it up and push here. One, if I can get it over his face, I'll get it over his face here. Okay? and I keep pulling myself here as I'm applying pressure. He slides his knees forward, and as I sit up here, this is where he still is stubborn and he stays on his knees, okay? From here, my hip is clamping, and now I want to just basically out-chase him, and I want to move my hips away by pulling him this way, here, and move my hips away. So you can hop. I like to use my left hand. Ready? So if you have control of the hip, and then this hand is trapping, as he's fighting it, you're already in a position where you can begin to lift the hand away from the body. Okay, but the key is to be able to hop away. Spin your stomach and scoot through that. So here, okay? You see he moves away here. I want to sit up here, but he's still strong, and this is why I keep this here, because now what I can do is I can begin to move away, circle, and pull. You see, I can still keep pressuring the shoulder here, and still keep coming up as I keep his hand in my pocket. Even if I'm able to move around, this is not going to get free. Where if I didn't, he could free because I need to move my hips. So my elbow pulls. Let me just go back. So we're here. I'm gonna grab the collar here, here. You can go here. Grab his face. Here.
Oh, that's mean.
Here. Hold this here, and then lift the hip back. Okay. The key on this, I would say, go to your knees. As you're here, okay, you want your whole arm over their hip, and you need to be able to let go with this hand here, which is why I tell you guys, when you let go here, go immediately to here, because now I can lean forward and I can control it. But here, even if I create a little bit of space to move my hips back, he can't really move his arm out of my pocket, okay? If I'm here and I start doing this, he can pull it out of the pocket right there fairly easily, okay? So as we're here, I want to move this way, and see how I can almost beat him to that position here, and then I start sliding back. Let me go here. Okay, try that, and then I'll show you guys a couple of variations. 1, 2, 3.
Oh no, you're good.
I'm trying to do it light.
No, no, my arm started falling asleep.
Oh, okay.